Couple times a year, if I find something online or I pick up a product that I like, I've tried it out and I like it, I'll endorse it. And sometimes I just go buy something and share it with you for the first time. And a lot of times it's because there's not a lot of information out there, so I'm creating some information, I guess. But today I've got a small fruit press. If you've been with the channel for a while, you'll know that I actually have a cider press, and I've got a whole video on that. But today I've just got a little fruit press because we have Concord grape. What I'm going to do is show you the fruit press. We'll test it out together and see how it works. Today you're getting kind of a rare look of behind the house where the patio is, and this is the best place for processing because the food is, the kitchen is right there. This is one I picked up. It's already cleaned off the table, and we're going to open this up and take a look at it. I've heard a lot of good things about VEVOR. I've got a VEVOR bulk tank for my diesel fuel, and it works pretty well. Some of the subscribers have mentioned occasionally that they bought some VEVOR stuff and they like it. So there's not a lot of options out there as far as fruit presses go with small fruit press. If you're in New England or anywhere actually and you have Concord grapes, you can make jelly with it, grape juice, this other things, but those are the two primary things we do with Concord grapes, and they do have seeds. So when I eat them off the vine, I usually just eat them outside so you can spit the seeds as you're eating them. A little press compared to the cider press we have, but fundamentally it's the same. And trying to press grapes in the cider press doesn't work because essentially this part right here, the basket in the cider press, has wooden oak slats in it, and they're so wide that what you do is you end up squishing it and the grapes just turn to pulp and everything goes out the side. A lot of times though when I'm making cider, I like to try different fruits in there just to kind of make the cider taste different, so I usually use a blend of apples. We have a lot of apples, and sometimes I'll put some different kinds of pears in, and then I like to put a little bit of grapes in there too. And if you buy any kind of fruit drink, fruit juice, a lot of times it has a lot of those ingredients in it. So to make them here on the farm, it's kind of special. You can make that here. I've got some food grade lubricant, and I think I'm going to probably put some of that on here, and you can get that also. But you want to not use any kind of petroleum. You want to use some kind of food grade, food safe, edible lubricant. It's usually made out of some kind of vegetable oil. I know that I want to put something in here, and it's down at the cider house, so I'm not going to go down and get it right now, but suffice it to say, that's probably one of the first things I'm noticing is you're going to want to put some kind of lubricant in. We're obviously going to want to wash this before we use it. Little hose you would attach here to drain it. Grapes, if you put the grapes through like a juicer, you're going to grind up all the seeds and the pits, and that'll make the juice a little more bitter than it would if you just use a press. With grapes, you don't need to mush it first, but with apples or pears or hard fruit, peaches, nectarines, etc., you're going to want to put those and puree them first. So with a food processor or a juicer, you want to be careful with apples. The cores a lot of times will cause damage to that, so you want to be kind of careful about doing that. You might have to slice the apple up into pieces and chuck the cores, so just be careful how you do the hard fruit. If I wanted to make cider with this, first I would take a barrel of apples or a wash tub full of apples and fill it with water, and I would wash all the apples before I'd even start. And that's typically how we do it with the cider press. The cider press has a motorized grinder on it to grind the apples up into small usable pieces, and then we can press it. This doesn't have the grinder on it, so if you're going to use apples, pears, etc., you're going to want to make them into a mush first, and you have to use some kind of a food processor. Don't want to use a juicer, but something that's going to grind those into a pulp. And if you're using like a juicer, I know juicers, you probably don't want to put too many apple cores through it. You'll end up wrecking it. So you'd have to chunk the apples first. So it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more process involved to make apples. But for grapes, raspberries, currants, things like that, you can basically just wash the fruit and you're good to go. Fortunately, this slides in and out, no problem. There's really no disassembly involved. This comes fully assembled. So really the only thing you need to do besides open this up is lubricate it and put your filter bag on. It makes sense, probably the first thing you're going to think of is why put this on the outside, why not the inside? Well, you got this press come down, and it's not going to work too well with the cloth, so I always put them on the outside. And these right here, we usually just run them through the washing machine. So you would just put this in. You can see there's a hole in here for the spout. So as soon as you get about a half, 3/4 of an inch of liquid in there, it's going to start draining. So you need to be prepared and have a catch basin or a pot or something ready to catch the juice as it comes out. Generally, what I would do is have this at the edge like this, and then have a box, or with the apples it's different, obviously with the cider press, but essentially the same. You want to have some kind of a base, some kind of a catch basin here, and then it's just a matter of pressing it in. And like I said, we'll get some grapes and we'll go through it and put it to the test. It's all stainless steel. All the construction looks pretty good. You know, I don't see any burrs, no leftover like residue from machining. Edges are soft and smooth. It's really not a lot to say as far as the overall thing of it, although it does look like it's pretty good quality construction. Stick around and we'll give it a go. Everything's been washed and we're ready to go make some juice. You can buy more of these bags, so it's not like if you rip it or you ruin it. It seems to fit in better from some sides better than others, so I don't know if the tolerance isn't quite right or what. So opening this up, taking a look at it. You know, there's not a lot of room in here. Put your product in, and these are my grapes. So we'll find you'll have better results if you remove all the grapes from the stems first. It takes a little bit more work, but you'll find that you'll get a lot more juice out of it than you would if you just put this whole clump of grapes in. We won't overload this to start. We'll just put in a few just for a demonstration. Here's our catch basin. And when you lubricate this, really just put a little bit right here and screw it in and out a few times. First thing I'm noticing is that it's a little unsteady, especially on a table like this one. If you're using it on a counter, there's holes in these feet where you could put it into a block. Take that 2x12, stain it with food grade stain, hook all these legs into it with stainless steel hardware. Don't use something that's going to rust, be dirty, but use stainless steel, and that'll give you a nice solid base, and I think that'll give you a lot more stability as well. So you basically have to go from one extreme to the other. You're going to want to bring this all the way up to get fruit in. So I don't know that I'd want to use this commercially, but I think for a backyard garden, if you're going to do some fruits a couple times a year, I think this would probably be okay. You can see some juice coming out of there now. There's not a ton coming out of there already, but I still got a decent amount left. And I think that you're going to need a fair amount of fruit in order to make it worthwhile. Overall opinion of it, I think it's great for a little bit, to make a little bit of grape juice, make some jellies, etc. But if you're going to be into serious canning, serious juicing, I'm not sure you're going to be super happy with it, but it does work. The key things I'm taking away from using it today is, number one, separate all of your grapes or your fruits from the stems, because you won't be able to compress it enough with all those extra pieces in there to get the juice out. Remember that a lot of these fruits have seeds in them, so if you put it through a juicer, those little seeds are going to clog it up, wreck it, and also the seeds are sour, so it's going to make your juice a lot more tart. You're going to want to get a piece of a planking, like a 2x12, and you're going to want to stain it with some kind of food grade stain. Get yourself some stainless steel hardware and fasten that press down to the base. Then get some C-clamps and you can clamp it to the work surface. Definitely goes better with 2 people than 1 person, but my overall opinion, is it worth it? Yeah, I definitely think it's worth getting for a small amount. Most people aren't going to can 100 quarts of jelly or so for the average person, I think this is a great buy. Put a link to it down and pin it to the comments, so if this is something you're interested in, you can just go through that link and it'll take you right to it. Appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you again next time.